guessed it, Pressure Points with your two super sexy hosts in the business. I'm D. This is Pickle Boy AJ. We're coming at you with Season 4, Episode 17, A Woman Scorned. It's another Russian D episode, baby. Find us on Instagram and Twitter at PointSoPressure.
What business are we a part of, really?
Yeah, I don't know. Anything.
It's just something you started saying? You don't have any reason for saying why we're the two sexiest hosts in the business?
Yeah.
Besides the fact that we are.
That's just what I'm going with, officially.
Well, everybody, welcome to another fantastic episode. I realize that we never acknowledge the audience in our episodes.
That's because they're not here.
It's weird because it's like we're making this podcast just to talk to each other and then for my wife to listen to.
That's most of what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me to have and for my girlfriend not to listen to.
Yeah, she won't hear this, so it's fine.
She's listened to a few.
Usually,
oh, yeah. The only reason I do so much on women is because that's the only time she listens to an episode.
So
we've got another woman episode today.
You shouldn't call it a woman episode.
Oh, fuck. Well, we're
off to a bad start. Let's restart.
Scratch it.
Play the music. Let's do this.
Yeah. So, how's your week been? Finals week?
Fantastic. Passed.
Fucking... You better have gotten at least B+.
I got,
average.
mid-80s on all the tests, but I could have gotten,
fucking failure.
Could have gotten 20% and still would have passed with, with a B-. So, it's really easy when you have a lot of classes that are just participation.
God, you're just like your father. You'll never make it.
I mean, I'm literally going to school for the same thing.
I know. Oh, God.
And to be fair, he didn't make it.
He did, though.
He's not going to listen to this, so it's okay. We can talk shit.
You.
No, he probably will.
Yeah. He's probably hearing this. He's like, I'll keep this in mind, D.
I'll keep this in mind for next Christmas.
See what I'll do to Jacob's Ladder in the future.
Ugh.
So, yeah, finals week, successful.
Successful, and then I had all this time on my hands, so I got on a Reddit deep dive. You know how that goes?
Oh, dude. Yeah, I do.
I found a bunch of subreddits on, canning and fermentation. And, I like to homebrew, so why not bring those skills over? So I made D his a little gift for moving. He's getting his own place.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, I've made a bunch of pickled eggs.
It got me really
onions.
fucking hard.
I know. Yeah, I can hear it tapping at the bottom of the table.
Everybody, if you want me to,
come.
I will send you pictures of my asshole if you want them. I don't care. But if you want some shit out of me, give me some pickled eggs. Or anything pickled, for that matter.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why AJ did it. He didn't do it because he's like, this will be a nice thing to do. He wants nudes. I already know.
Oh, yeah. No, I want to spice up our sex life. Try something new, but I got to encourage you to do anything new.
Yeah.
So set in stone in this rut.
I told you I wanted to be a top.
No!
So
the physics just doesn't work. Oh, and then just this morning we're trying fermented hot sauce where you ferment all onion, garlic, and all the peppers and stuff. And fuck, I just remembered we didn't put my dried chili peppers in those. We can throw them in later.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could just open them and then reseal them, right?
Yeah, or just throw it in before. Yeah, so you ferment it for however long you want it to. Whoever knows how long. And then you just blend it all up and hope it doesn't taste like shit.
Bada bing.
Beer hot sauce.
Beer sauce. Nice.
So you do anything fun this week? Besides watching Overwatch League?
Dude, that's honestly, I haven't done anything other than fucking read about Overwatch and
bread. You gotta talk about the French bread.
Oh my god!
You gotta. Oh, it's too good.
I actually had a really good conversation about some recipes with one of my coworkers. Now, she is a sweet, middle-aged, white, blonde-haired woman. Sweetheart. Really nice lady. She'll talk your fucking ear off if she can. And I was sitting in the office at work, and she comes in on her lunch, and she's just like, oh, like, what are you having today? So I tell her, and I was like, what about you? And she goes, oh, this and this with homemade French bread. And I was like,
Ooh.
Oh shit, homemade French bread.
Yeah, that is one of the trigger words.
Oh my god, homemade French bread and fucking pickled eggs.
Yeah,
and
that's how you get G an erection.
Cream my jeans, baby. So she's all, yeah, I have homemade French bread, and I go, can I try some? And she's like, yeah, absolutely. So she cuts off a little piece, brings it over to me. The atrocity that was handed to me is...
It rivals that of the Holocaust. There, I said it.
You're not wrong. So I explained to AJ, I think her baking process, and mind you, I'm not a phenomenal baker. I'm not like the best cook out there. I don't go all out or anything, but I know the basics. I watch Basics with Babish. I watch Binging with Babish.
You watch Kitchen Nightmares.
Cooking with Kenji. I know some of my shit. Yeah, you should watch that.
No, I do know that one. I thought you said Genji.
No, not Genji. Jesus,
Cooking
you're more
with
Overwatch
Genji.
focused than me.
I'm sorry.
But I love reading about cooking and learning new shit on it. And I'm not a genius, but I know that when you make bread, generally, as soon as it starts to brown and form a crust, you don't take it out of the oven and put it into a Tupperware so that it steams the rest. Like, this shit was, like, the only way I can describe it is if it, like, you've had like, zucchini bread before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now imagine how moist zucchini bread is. Like, when you can grab it and kind of squeeze it and it gets that, like, really moist, cakey in the middle. That's what hers did. But imagine it didn't hold together. It was like crumbly. It was like imagine a cakey biscuit.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, but so fucking undercooked. And I was like, bitch, I could squeeze this thing into a ball of dough and rebake it into better French bread. Jesus. So she's already let me down with this. And
oh my god,
she goes, she's like,
hold on.
I have. Oh, what?
This is the only time I've actually done, like, a double take. Like a comical look down at what I'm doing, look back up, look back down, and then shocked look back up.
So, I've shared this story with many people in the last few days because this was just Friday that I heard this. So she goes, I also have a really good soup recipe because I told her that my girlfriend and I really like soup. I like making soup for both of us because it's one of those nice little...
Keeps her warm?
Yeah. Gosh, she gets so fucking cold. My ice queen. She would pride herself on that one too. So I'm like, yeah, what is it? She goes, so I have this lasagna soup recipe. I was like, oh god. So
I don't know. I think that sounds intriguing.
I think it sounds intriguing,
but after eating the bread,
after hearing how it's made, we'll see. So she goes, I start off with beef stock, and I heat that up in a little pot. I add in some diced tomatoes from the can, dump those bad boys in. Mm-hmm. She says I add some tomato sauce from the can, put in a little bit of Italian seasoning, which I'm assuming is her way of saying she, like, throws in a handful of, or, like, she puts in 2 tiny little pieces of oregano.
Yep, and salt.
Or else it gets too spicy.
Yeah, you don't want
she didn't say anything about salt.
Oh, no salt, sorry.
She's the type that she told me months ago that she's like, oh, I used to make dog food for my dog, and I now understand and know what the recipe might be for her dog food. So she's like, yeah, I put a little bit of Italian seasoning in there, or sorry, Italian seasoning.
Italian, yeah.
And she goes, now, D, I get good beef. I go, okay, what do you get? She says, I get like the 70-30 beef, like the organic 70-30 grass-fed beef. And I was like, ooh, that's some ground-fed, like that's some fucking good ground beef.
Yeah, no prion disease in that beef.
So she's like, so I start cooking that up. I put my little noodles in another pot and get those going. And she's like, once the beef is like browned and everything, I take it and I get a strainer and I put my beef into the strainer and get all that fat off of there. And I was like, oh. Now, before I say this, I want everyone to know I do not support what she is about to do.
We, as Pressure Points, do not condone.
Yeah, I am speaking for this business.
Oh, yeah.
That crimes against the people of the world like this would never happen under AJ and I's control.
Never. If I were to be put in a fascist type ruling situation, you would be sent to the camps.
If you had vice grips on the fingertips of all of my fingers and you said you have to do this or we'll slice off your penis, I don't know, something, or we'll tighten them until they crush and you won't have any fingertips, I would not do this.
Damn.
She proceeds to tell me, proudly, mind you, she goes, so I pour my beef into the strainer over the sink, get all that fat off, and I was like, well, then what the fuck was the point of the 70-30? And then she tells me that she rinses the beef with water. She runs water over the beef to rinse off all that extra fat.
What the fuck is the point?
And I'm like,
I'm so angry now.
Why didn't you just buy like 90-10
Yeah.
and get like the worst shit in the world because you've already fucking
why didn't you dump
it?
Fucking kitty litter into your ground beef to absorb all the oil?
And she's pouring it down her sink.
Yeah, it's okay. It won't get caught with the coffee grounds because she doesn't drink coffee.
Yeah, but it's
still awful.
Like, I'm sure she's in 3 months. She's probably gonna go, oh my god, my husband had to replace the piping because we had blockages all throughout. Yeah,
no
because
shit. You're rinsing
coated,
your beef off.
You're grease coating the inside of your pipes, man. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I didn't even hear the rest of it. She said some shit about Parmesan. I don't fucking care.
The type of noodle that she uses is circle noodle.
Yeah, she said it was like the round ones. I don't know. I don't care. As soon as
I'm pissed,
I was typing at work, and I would like pop over my little notes, type in what she said, pop back over, and as soon as she said proudly, she goes, "D, I rinse my meat." That's what she said, and I turned. And I was like...
Then you hit delete.
What? Yeah. When she left the room, I just, like, highlighted, deleted. I was like... I was disgusted. I spent my entire lunch break puking in the bathroom, into a urinal in the bathroom. Because I was
and it looked like this
disgusted.
Fat-free ground beef.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, I should have expected it with how fucking terrible that French bread was. But I'm not gonna say the F word. I'm not a foodie, but I like food.
Oh,
I like good food.
Good food.
And if you fuck up good food, you can fuck off.
And it hurts my insides.
And if you refer to yourself as a foodie, you're fucking up good food just by calling yourself a foodie.
Yeah, that's
Everyone
true.
likes good food. Okay, just don't take good food and make it bad food.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't like that. What was that YouTube channel that they would make like these huge meals? They would like the biggest burger wherever.
I don't think I ever saw it.
Oh no, it was really big. I gotta look it up now.
So they made big food.
Yeah, they made like ridiculous big food. They were the ones that were like gay bacon or whatever.
Gay bacon? What the fuck?
Yeah. Epic Mealtime. Yeah, they would make like these really ridiculous meals, and it pissed me off because they would go, oh, we're gonna make a burger out of 72 McDonald's hamburgers. And it's like,
ew,
why the fuck are you doing that?
No, at least make it good.
Yeah, it was. I hated it, but if you want to ruin your food and do your thing, go for it. I will hate you for it, and I'm not sorry.
Yeah,
I'm not sorry about it.
Sorry, not sorry.
Oh goodness. So
yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's been my last few days. Is just still processing that information and knowing that I have to see her tomorrow.
Well, just know you got in 1 month you're gonna have some good eggs.
Yes.
To just wash the pain away.
Suck those fuckers down. How many are in here? If you would like to win shares of pressure points, guess how many eggs are in my pickled egg container?
I think it's
but you can't guess a dozen because AJ already did.
8.
And how many onion slices?
Oh, I mandolin them. They're very thin. Those are packed in there.
They look thin. Yeah, that's a solid thing of onions. Damn.
Oh yeah, tip it upside down. It goes,
yeah, it doesn't. Oh. Here.
Yeah, I heard it just a little bit.
Wait, shh. The ASMR. Oh, okay, cool. Well, that's done. I don't know if you can hear any of that. But we have another Russian episode today.
Always.
And it's
hit
not
the music.
Yeah, I was gonna play it. I was going to play it at some point.
Perfect.
So, we're going back to 900, the year 900.
Year of our Lord, 900.
Yeah, the year of our Lord.
Is that BC?
Oh, it's
or
AD.
AD?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do BC. Not on this one.
All right.
I don't know 900 BC. That's some old school shit. But 900 AD, it already. You're already yawning.
I'm already yawning.
I'm talking about Russia. You should have two erections.
You're talking about near Russia. You're talking about.
That's fair. Yeah.
Belarus.
Yeah. So, Kievan Rus, which is modern day Belarus, Ukraine, was led by Igor of Kiev. And
900.
Yeah,
80.
Like mid 900s around there. Now Igor had twice taken Constantinople in 941 and 944. He's a pretty, not like crazy powerful, but he's a good leader. Like he puts his foot down where he needs to.
All right.
And he would actually accept tributes from groups that would live around him, just little tribes that lived close by, and he would just provide protection to one of those.
Okay.
Or to those. One of which was the Drevlians. Now, the Drevlians and Kievan Rus had a fairly complicated relationship in such that they would join together. They joined in a few military campaigns against the Byzantine Empire, and they were also they would butt heads because Kievan Rus would ask for tributes. And they were like, well, we can hold our own, and why are we joining you in battle if you're protecting us? Like, if you're saying we need to pay for your protection. Okay,
so it's like a mobster trying to rough up another mob.
Yeah, like another mob, yeah. So, in the year 912, the Drevlians said, no, we're not doing this anymore. Like, we're not paying your tribute. We're done with it. We're instead going to get help from a local warlord, and we'll just pay this dude that lives in our city, whatever. Now, that was under the control of, I believe, Igor's father. And so Igor was he was like hellbent. He was like, you know what? I've killed a few people last year in 944. I've killed a few people 4 years ago in 941. So in 945, Igor turns to his wife, Olga. Yeah, I know it sounds like a fucking bad sitcom.
These names sound fake.
It sounds like bullshit, I know. But this is also in the 900s when originality wasn't exactly a go-to with names. So
I guess that's fair. When you had 8 kids and only 2 of them survived, you kind of burn through names.
So Igor says to Olga, his wife, I'm leaving home to go to the Drevlians, and I'm going to get a tribute from them. Now, mind you, it's been 33 years since they've paid anything. Like, Drevlians are like, hey, cool, we've been paying this dude that can handle his shit for 30 years. He's had some sons that can handle their shit. We're all right. We're managing ourselves. And so Igor kicks down the door, shows up with an army, and says, hey, you guys are paying tribute now. And the Drevlians,
you're paying me.
Seriously. He just, it showed up without warning. He goes, hey, you guys owe me money now. And they go, no, you don't. They take this as a huge slap in the face, and they go,
no,
Igor, come over here real quick. So they kind of get him over there. Now, they take birch trees. You know birch trees, right?
Yeah, trees. They're made of wood. They got leaves.
Yeah, straight up. These are like the white ones. They go straight up.
Like a Quakey.
Yeah.
But not.
So they take 2 birch trees. They bend them down. Boink. Get them down on the ground.
I got an image in my head.
And
I know where this is going.
They walk Igor up and they go, just stand here real quick. And they tie his legs to the trees. And then they release the trees. And they effectively split Igor into 2 pieces. Straight up the middle.
That is a fantastic thing.
So,
fantastic form.
I like to imagine
that
some of the knots didn't hold very well. And so when it tore, one of his, like half of his body just got flung onto somebody's porch like 3 miles away.
It just sprayed.
Yeah. And they're like, we'll find the other half someday. So, now Igor had a son at home, a 3-year-old son, who wasn't quite old enough to take over things.
Okay.
I don't have his son's name, but that's okay. He's not really important in this. Because he wasn't old enough to take over, this kid's mother, Igor's wife, Olga, she stands in as regent until her son is of age.
Yeah, she's got to run the shit until he can take over, right?
Exactly. So
stewardship. I think that's what it was called in like Europe.
It sounds
like you got to take stewardship over.
Yeah, take over.
I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Come Deliverance, so I know these terms.
Well, good thing you can fact check me throughout this thing.
Oh, good.
Now, the Drevlian tribe got word that this son wasn't old enough, that there's now a widow in Kievan Rus, and they go, she's just a regular noblewoman. She'll probably cower when somebody puts a blade to her throat. So let's just arrange a marriage for her. That'll give us rule over Kievan Rus.
Perfect. Win-win.
And who better to propose this arranged marriage who better to arrange the marriage with than the man that killed her husband?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, win-win-win. And we got to split a man in twain.
Yeah.
With some trees.
Yeah. So
that's called a good weekend.
Cheers to that.
Yeah.
Now, you like that plastic ice clatter? So Drevlians reach out to Olga, and they say, hey, we're arranging a marriage for you. And we're sending 20 of our men over to get Olga, or to get you, to bring you back to marry your husband's murderer. Yeah, I know.
And they were like, yeah, she'll just let us do it.
Well, I mean, at the time, it's a society that's just like, well, her husband was running everything, so she's probably just this weak-ass rich girl that she's not going to do shit, so she's got to roll over because what's she going to do? Run the entire Kievan Rus Empire?
No.
Yeah, no,
she's a woman.
Not at all. So they get a letter back from her. And it says, your proposal is pleasing to me. Indeed, my husband cannot rise again from the dead. But I desire to honor you tomorrow in the presence of my people. Return now to your boat and remain there with an aspect of arrogance. I shall send for you on the morrow, and you shall say, we will not ride horses, nor go on foot. Carry us in our boat, and you shall be carried in your boat. Now, these guys show up in their boat, and they're like, they get this letter, they nod their heads, so like, yeah, this is it.
This is coming together.
Like, she's rolling over. This is going to be easy pickings. Now, her men come out and they get a palanquin, which is like it's like the 2 boards that are connected to a platform that you see. Yeah, with the dude sitting on top in his little chair, and the guys carry this dude through the town.
My favorite thing, slight sidetrack.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things. I never seek it out. But when it comes to me, I am just over the moon. Is videos of yogis in India being carried on those and then falling off.
It's the or best shit in the world.
Like tipping over, somebody dropping it. Oh,
I mean, and they're like 5 feet off the ground, so it's not a terrible fall.
It's a big fall,
but it's a big fall.
Yeah.
And you know that as soon as that thing starts tipping, they're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, they're trying to surf on the top.
So because these palanquins take so much focus to carry people, like, this is impressive. These guys their boat is being carried by men on a palanquin. They're not just putting these guys on there. They're carrying the boat. And so, I mean, they've got a bunch of guys carrying this thing in. And they go into the court. They open the doors. And there sits Olga on her little Kievan Rus throne. Looking out, all these guys walk up. And the Drevlian men are just so proud of themselves. They're like, we couldn't have been honored in a better way. And we're not even marrying the bitch. Like, they're thrilled. Until they get into the court and they look forward. And Olga, the night before, had arranged for all of these men carrying the boat to dig a pit in the court. So all the men holding the palanquins lean forward and dump this boat into this pit. Walls of this thing are high. They can't climb out. And Olga leans forward. She gets right up next to the edge of the hole. And she says, I hope you've found this honor to your taste. And they begin burying these men alive.
Oh, hell yeah.
These men are buried under her court.
With a
ship. This is her fucking front office, dude.
This is big dick energy.
Yeah. She buries an entire boat and men under basically her throne.
And she makes them carry the boat.
She's going to get off that throne and just walk across these men every fucking day.
Damn, that's power move.
Big dick energy, man. So,
like I'm imagining word getting back to the other folks and just she did what?
She did what?
She didn't. That's
here's
fake.
The thing. Who's going to send word?
Well, yeah, I guess.
So,
maybe some trade.
After they're buried, or during the burial, Olga has a message sent to the Drevlians. And she sends a message that they should send their most distinguished men so she can meet the prince in honor. She'd like to be escorted back to Drevlian with the best governors.
Did she not have to explain why the other boat didn't come back?
Well, because they just sent men over. They sent 20 men. They weren't like,
okay. They weren't trying to take her back then.
Here are like aristocrats and everything. So she sends this message, and they haven't heard anything yet. So the Drevlians respond, and they go, well, I guess that makes sense. If we're going to make her marry her murderer, then we're going to send our best men who govern the land of Dereva.
Yeah, isn't it like royalty to royalty? You want to compare dicks and measure the other team.
Essentially, yeah.
I see it.
So they go, you know what? That's fine. So they get, I don't know how many it was, but they get a lot, like all of their richest men. And when I say all, I'm not kidding. They get the best people to go over and escort her back. So they send them over. They get there. There's clearly no sign of any other Drevlians here.
Wasn't there a boat around here somewhere?
But they're not really worried about it because she accepts them in honor. She brings them in and she like makes this big showing of saying, bathhouse workers, I need you to refresh the baths, clean them out, refill them. These men will bathe and then they'll appear before me. I want my men to feel like they're being treated with luxury.
Oh, perfect.
So, she tells them, we're getting these baths ready for you and everything, sends them over, they go to the bathhouse, and they're like, yo, we're being treated like kings. We're these expensive governors. Like, fuck you. Now, they get inside the bathhouse. They all strip down. They're getting ready. But the baths haven't been filled.
Yet.
And suddenly the bathhouse catches on fire. And it burns everyone inside alive.
Oh, wonderful. Without the water to save them. So that's how you take out an entire class of people from
She's killed 20 of their strongest men in the army. She's killed basically all of their rich men that live in the city.
And they don't even know it yet.
Yeah. And she reaches back out to the Drevlians.
Let's see how far I can poke this bear. I love it.
So she sends another message to the Drevlians to prepare great quantities of mead.
Great quantities of weed.
She wants.
Wait, did you say weed?
She wants them to get great quantities of mead. No, mead.
Oh, okay.
She says, "I want you to get great quantities of mead in the city where you killed my husband, that I may weep over his grave, and hold a funeral feast for him." She wants to go to Igor's tomb. And Drevlians are again like, we owe it to her. She'll be escorted by the Drevlian men that we sent. All is well.
Yeah, we
right?
may as well.
So they get this. They get all this mead. They get everything set up for this huge feast, this enormous banquet for everyone. The whole town is aware of this thing going on. They're like, it's going to be the wedding for the prince. This is going to be fucking huge.
It's going to be hopping.
This is the biggest shit the Drevlians have seen since 9/12 when they stopped paying their tribute fees, man.
Fuck yeah.
They're locked in. They're ready for a party. So she shows up, and she's being escorted by her own army, and they're like, yeah, well, whatever. They're probably figuring their shit out. It's the 900s. Who gives a shit? It's all right. She wanted her own men to escort her. It's her husband's funeral. A lot of the army probably wanted to see this guy. So she mourns it at Igor's grave, and the Drevlians are fucking partying like it's $9.99, baby. Oh. They are having a blast. It's free fucking mead, dude. It's a festival. The Drevlians are
food, fucking bitches.
Wasted. There are like 5,000 Drevlians there, right? So they're getting just completely toasted. And once they get really fucking drunk, Olga turns to her men and says, kill them now. 5,000 Drevlians are murdered that night.
Damn, how many men did she bring?
It didn't say. It was just like, she brought a handful, but it wasn't like a ton.
Yeah, I would imagine it would have to be a pretty low number to fly under the radar.
They're just prison
5,000.
They kill 5,000 men. The
partying dudes, like they don't even know.
Are escaping, they'll like run up to them, catch them, like
because they're drunk.
They're fucking done.
Damn.
Most of these guys are probably like passed out anyway. So this is known as the Drevlian Massacre. Like, they were destroyed by Olga. She is diabolical, dude. Now,
that's fantastic.
She, like, the whole town is fairly worried. Obviously, there's still quite a few people that live in the town, in what I say was Dreva, and they're begging for her mercy. They're like, we will pay you. We'll give you all of our gold. We'll give you furs. We'll give you honey.
I made a mistake.
Anything. Yeah, they're like, fuck. Like, we know you're going to do something else. Just let us give you anything and stop. Please, for the love of God. So Olga says, you know what? Igor loved birds. So all I ask is that from every household, you give me 3 pigeons and you give me 3 sparrows. Because a lot of these families would have them for delivering messages. They'd have them for just like
food.
Yeah, food, whatever. So she gets all of these birds from this town. And she says, okay, thank you. Sounds good.
Lights them all on fire.
Yeah, the end, whatever. No. She goes to her army, and she gives each person a bird. And she also gives each person a piece of sulfur, and each person a piece of cloth and a string. So they tie
I was closer
than
I thought
to the leg of the bird. They light it on fire, and they release these birds.
Yeah, they're going to go back home.
They're going to fly back home with a little torch in a time when they didn't really have stone fixtures for homes.
That's so smart.
Now, sparrows generally, like, they'll nest in the eaves. Pigeons will nest on the front porch. So, what would happen is these families have 3 little fireballs show up on their porch. 3 little fireballs show up just inside their roof. Their roof catches on fire. They're like, oh shit. They go to their front door. That's already on fire. There's no escape. She effectively burned down the entire town by doing this.
Damn.
And they couldn't prevent anything because if anyone wasn't in their home, the entire city is on fire.
Yeah, they don't have enough buckets to go to the river.
So anyone that's escaping, she's got men positioned outside. They'll capture them. Sometimes they'll kill them. Other times they'll take them and they'll enslave them. That was my elbow.
Oh, okay.
Or they'll enslave them. Like, the Drevlians were clever about not paying tribute until they needed to pay tribute.
Yeah.
And that was the end of the Drevlians. And that's kind of the end of Olga and the Drevlians. However, I do have one more story of her. Because this lady, oh my God, dude. Like,
yeah, she's smart.
I'd simp over this lady. Like, she's a bad bitch. And she was regarded as extremely beautiful, which is what threw so many of these men off. That's why they were like, oh, she's just this fucking beautiful rich girl. She doesn't know shit. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I will bury you alive. I will set this building on fire. I will stab you while you're drunk. And then I will burn your fucking house down. Like, she just doesn't give a shit. Now, in 950, 5 years after this, she's been running the area pretty well. She's taken over like other areas. She's growing her empire pretty well. And Constantinople, the emperor of Constantinople reaches out, and this is Emperor Constantine.
Is that Istanbul? It wasn't Constantinople.
Fuck you.
Now it's Istanbul. Constantinople got the words.
Don't sing that song.
That's nobody's business but the Turks.
I hate you. Fuck you. So, the emperor reaches out and invites her to come visit. And she gets there, and he's like, she's so beautiful. She's very wise. But he approaches her, and he says, I would like you to lead Constantinople and Kiev and Rus with me. And she says, that would be fantastic, but I know that you're a Christian and you can't marry a pagan such as myself. So he's kind of like, well, we have ways of doing this. Like, we can convert you. We can baptize you.
Yeah.
And she says, you can baptize me. However, you have to baptize me. I want you to do it. And he goes, okay. So he works with the patriarch to get everything set up to baptize her. And he does. She follows through with it. For a few weeks after, she learns everything there is to know about Christianity. And she's a good fucking Christian. She's thrilled. I mean, she's got basically a new beginning at this point.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
And so the emperor summons Olga to his chambers. And at this point, she had taken on the name Helena. Which there are a couple, it's kind of up for debate on if she took it for like an old biblical, like there's someone in the Bible named Helena, and I didn't care to look into it. And fucking Constantine had like old grandmother that was named Helena. So they were like, it was up for debate. But she had taken a Christian name, Helena. So he summons her to his chambers, and he says, hey, let's do this. Can we get married now? Can we rule our empires together? And she replies, how can you marry me after you baptized me and called me your own daughter? Now, in Christianity at the time, this is seen as spiritual incest, as she is his goddaughter because he baptized her.
Oh,
He
she's
is
playing
her
4D
godfather.
chess.
And so she says, among Christians, that is unlawful, as you yourself must know. And Constantine sits back in his chair, and he says, Olga, you have outwitted me. And he gives her gifts of gold, silver. He gives her silks and vases and dismisses her. And he says, I still see you as my own goddaughter. That was the fucking best move you could have done. And she went on to rule and live her days out in Kiev and Rus until 969, where she was buried in her tomb.
Damn.
So the last one I did end with kind of this lady pulled a dumb move. Not Olga.
No.
Olga
She retired.
Put her foot to the gas pedal and didn't let up.
Damn, that's smart.
That's some hefty.
That's a smart bitch.
Bad bitch moves right there. So
I'm surprised.
If you'd like to model yourself after any female ruler,
Olga.
Make it Olga of Kiev. She is the queen of bad bitches.
Hell yeah.
But yeah. So here we are. Fucking pressure points, man. Find us on Instagram and Twitter at PointsOPressure. AJ, do you have our Patreon subscribers?
Yes. I do. Go off the top of your head.
We have Todd Waddle. We have Casey McFacey, Dark Runner, Haley, D's Nuts, and
Nordic Thunder.
I was going to say Dark Thunder. I was like, no, that's not it. I said Dark Runner. But Nordic Thunder. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. If you're interested in getting credit in each of our shows, check out the links in our bios. Go to our Patreon. We have a couple tiers. We have a $4.20 tier. We have a $6.90 tier. And we have a $25
I have no idea.
Tier. I don't know.
But, there's some merchandise.
Yeah, you can get you can get some free merchandise.
Discount codes.
And when AJ isn't in school, generally we release Sloppy Seconds episodes. Sorry that it's been kind of on the back burner. We've been a little busy. But thank you so much for your support. As always, we will catch you fuckers next Monday. Thanks again.